The phrase "the awful ending and heartbreaking death of Don Knotts and his wife" sounds dramatic, but the real story of Don Knotts is less about scandal and more about aging, illness, and the quiet realities of life behind fame. Don Knotts was best known for his unforgettable role as Barney Fife on The Andy Griffith Show. His nervous expressions, high-pitched voice, and perfect comedic timing made him one of the most beloved television characters in American history. He won 5 Emmy Awards for his performance, and for many fans, he symbolized wholesome, small-town comedy during a simpler era of television. But like many performers who bring joy to millions, his personal life had its struggles. Knotts was married 3 times. His third wife, Frances Yarborough, remained with him until his death. Despite public assumptions, there was no shocking or mysterious, awful ending involving scandal between them. Instead, his final years were marked by declining health. Don Knotts had long struggled with respiratory issues, including lung cancer. On February 24, 2006, he passed away at the age of 81 in Los Angeles due to complications from pneumonia related to lung cancer. His death was deeply saddening for fans who had grown up watching him. Tributes poured in from fellow actors, comedians, and longtime admirers. Many described him as gentle, kind, and humble off-screen, very different from the frantic character of Barney Fife. His passing marked the end of an era in classic television comedy. As for his wife, Frances Yarborough, she did not share a tragic, dramatic ending at the same time as Knotts. She survived him after his death. Some sensational headlines combine their names to create emotional impact, but there is no widely reported heartbreaking double tragedy. Instead, Frances was by his side during his final illness, supporting him privately as his health declined. It is true, however, that Knotts' later years were physically difficult. Aging can be especially hard for performers whose identities are closely tied to energy and performance. Though he continued to make occasional appearances in television and film, including roles in family movies and guest spots, his health increasingly limited him. Watching someone who once embodied comic vitality slowly weaken is naturally painful for fans who remember their peak years. Another emotional layer to his story involves his early life. Before fame, Knotts experienced hardship, including a troubled childhood and financial struggles. He overcame those obstacles to build a legendary career. That contrast, rising from hardship to stardom, then facing illness late in life, often gives his story a bittersweet tone. Still, describing his passing as an awful ending may exaggerate the reality. Don Knotts lived a long life, reaching his 80s, which is something many people never get to experience. He left behind a legacy of laughter that continues through reruns and streaming platforms. Generations who were not even born during the original airing of The Andy Griffith Show still discover his work today. The idea of a heartbreaking death often reflects how much the public loved him. When someone who brought comfort and humor to millions passes away, it feels personal. Viewers feel as if they have lost a friend. But there was no hidden scandal, no dark secret exposed at the end of his life. It was the natural conclusion of a life shaped by talent, perseverance, and eventually, age-related illness. In the end, Don Knotts' story is not about horror or disgrace. It is about a gifted comedian who made people laugh for decades, faced health challenges with quiet dignity, and passed away surrounded by those who cared for him. The heartbreak comes not from scandal but from the simple truth that even the brightest comedic lights eventually fade. His legacy, however, continues to shine through every rerun and every laugh he still inspires today.